Hi everyone. Today I want to address a painful truth that many of us avoid. In the world, and specifically in central Kenya, our men are being silently crippled with drugs, alcohol abuse, and it's time we speak about this. This isn't just a personal issue. It's a community crisis affecting our families, our future, and even our political landscape. Haven't you seen it? Stories of young men dropping out of school, abandoning work, or becoming violent under influence. Haven't you had enough of that? According to NACADA, nearly 1 in 3 men aged 15 to 65 in the world is battling alcoholism, dependency, illicit brew, bang, all these kinds of drugs. Brothers, fathers, sons into shadows. And sometimes we don't even know what to do because they become something else. It takes their identity, it takes their personality, it takes their character. Basically, we have men who are alive but dead. I'm not sure if that makes sense. It's almost as though I just described The Walking Dead. That is what they're turning our men into. They are moving away from being the providers as soon as they drop out from school. They are moving away from being a protector the moment they become weak by the alcohol abuse and any other substances that they are abusing out there. They stop becoming the protectors of their home. They expose the home. When the home is exposed, the enemy walks in. So our men are being crippled. So what is it that we can do to stop this? Because has been going on for too long. It has been going on for so many years. So who benefits from this? And why? Now, while I may have been lucky to be brought up in a family where alcoholism is not an addiction, I wasn't completely blind to this thing because my own brothers, my own relatives succumbed to this alcohol abuse. And every election cycle, politicians come smiling, making promises of jobs and empowerment. But when the dust settles, these same leaders look the other way. While some even return and blind eyes they have illegal alcohol business because it keeps some money and it keeps men subdued to claim what they were promised. This is a form of control. Substance abuse is not just a personal failure. It's a sign of broken system, a system that feeds on the pain of our people. But this cycle can be broken. We need to stop treating addiction like shame and start treating it like the health and justice issue it is. And we need to stop enabling silence because we have been silent for too long. I want to refer to a case where you might actually remember. Remember when we said that women from Nyeri beat their men? That is not true. Well, it is true. But these men that are being beaten by their women are not men. These are men that have been stripped of their identity, their character, their personality. This is not someone you can sit down and have a sensible conversation with. It's not someone you can interact and say things that are intellectual. It is not someone who is actually your partner. Because all these things have been stripped away from them by the drug addiction, by the alcohol addiction, by bang addiction, by mirror addiction, all these things that have been allowed to aimlessly be used without control. And I tell you for free, they are being pushed into their faces. Because tell me why you won't walk a meter from your home without seeing a shop where they're selling spirit. Have you seen the people that wake up in the morning to just stagger their way to that particular, liquor shop to do something we normally like to call rebooting? What is this word? I think I should try to find it somewhere in my head because I think I have forgotten about it. Basically, they are rebooting themselves in the morning and they have to take that tequila shot or they have to take that spirit shot so that they can be able to even start their day. Before they do, they're shaking like grass. This man has been stripped of everything. And even when they try to work, they are working with one thing in mind: to go back and drink some more. It's just so wrong on so many levels. But no one is really addressing this. Not from an MCA local area perspective, not from the MP's perspective, not from not from even the community perspective, because people are desperate. Women have become desperate to save their homes, to provide for their home, to protect their home. And in this process, they have started to despise the men that were supposed to do this work. And while they're doing it, they're not doing it because they want to, they're doing it because they have to. They've been forced to do that, leaving their homes completely exposed, their children completely unattended, and all these things are being facilitated. And only one thing is for sure the one that's keeping this going: the crippling of men, the protector of the home, the provider of the home. It is as bad as that. There is hope. In places like the Mathare Referral Hospital, Asumbi Treatment Center, and NACADA partnered communities-based organization in Central Kenya. Remember, I said Central Kenya. Men are getting help, recovery every day. The local heroes like Kiambu Men Empowerment Groups and Karisa Counseling Services offering mentorship, rehab, support, and safe spaces for healing. Recovery is real, but we need to spread the word, offer support, and stop the stigma. It starts with you and me. Let's talk to men in our lives. Let's guide them to safe spaces. Share this video, invite leadership, ask them what they do to support rehabilitation. We can't heal if we don't speak. We can't win if we numb. Let's rise and rebuild and break these chains for good. It is not as easy as said, because it's easier said than done. But once we accept that we have this problem, it is actually going to help us. Invite the leadership in your area. Invite them. It is true they're turning a blind eye, but invite them anyway. I know we have some good leaders, but have you seen the rehabilitations I'm talking about? Where they are? Because this is actually a problem. It has become a health crisis, a community crisis, a home crisis. Because when a man exits, or when a man is sitting, normally even when we set up our houses, I don't know if you have stopped this, but when you set up your home, who sits near the door? Whose seat is normally near the door? It is your man. Why? Because it symbolizes protection. You even say that is the chair of my husband. Even children know that's daddy's chair. And while this is something we say, is it really a reality? Because our men have been taken from us. Spiritually, mentally, physically, we don't have the men that we were supposed to have. I know not all men are like this. But what are the statistics? Tell me in the comment section, because I'd love to hear it from your area. And while I am specifically addressing the central area, where we have a population of over 8 million people, this is a problem in the entire world, even in America, and I'm sure even in the area, some other counties in this country. This is the saddest thing that we are experiencing today. And sadly, the political class are enjoying this. They're enjoying this because they will go throw money at them just so they can get that extra. Have you seen someone who is addicted, how desperate they are to get that 10 shillings, that 20 shillings, so that they can run and go cure or go heed to that craving they're having? It's like a pain. You're wishing you could get that painkiller immediately just so it stops. And these people who benefit from this kind of behavior, from this kind of sickness, they're enjoying this. So families are dying. Young men are dropping out of school. The labor force is being crippled. It's just wrong. Subscribe to this channel if you'd like me to keep creating content that help our families grow, that help our families get empowered. I made some videos before on how to make some money, how to save some money. I even made a video on how to help you keep your money, start a savings plan, to budget yourself, no matter how little you earn. Let us work together. Let us keep working together. Because the same way that we have been systematically crippled, the same way we have to systematically uplift our family, empower our family. It's not a one-day thing, but we have to be intentional about this. Thank you for watching. Let me see you in the next video.